Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today, paying a lot more and getting a lot less. So before we get started, if you like my video, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. Helps my channel grow. Along with that, leave comments. Love to hear from you. Agree, disagree, whatever it is. Okay, let's get started. So, paying a whole lot more and getting a whole lot less. That is probably a good way to describe Medicare and what Medicare is doing. So for 2026, they are going to raise the Medicare Part B premium. So you're currently paying $185 a month for your Part B, and they're raising that $21.50 a month to $206.50. That is, and they're saying because of rising healthcare costs. Wow, what a shocker that is. So that's an 11.6% increase. So putting it in the right perspective, the COLA increase that you're going to get is projected, I should say, to be 2.77%. Well, at 11.6%, you are completely wiped out. It's like your COLA increase doesn't even going to happen because you're getting all of your money is absorbed by Medicare and it's gone. So your COLA has turned into a diet COLA. That's kind of where that goes. So, they say that it's all about, the high cost of healthcare that is causing, the drugs and everything else, to skyrocket. I think it's kind of a plan to be a little bit like highway robbery. It's unbelievable. And the current administration is actually bent on getting rid of Medicare. So they're doing everything they can to slowly raise costs as well as reducing coverage. So I'm sorry, they are not our friend. Now, politicians on a whole aren't necessarily our friends. So whether it's Democrats or Republicans, they're all in that bed together. But certainly the current administration is just wanting to, they want to do their friends, the wealthy, a lot of good and get rid of stuff from Medicare to help pay for their tax benefits that they're giving to the wealthy. Not hard to figure out when you look at it. When I look at healthcare, compare it to Canada, for instance. I always talk about healthcare in Canada is free. Well, Canada is considered better due to lower costs and universal coverage. So they pay a little bit higher in taxes to cover that, but all of their healthcare is covered and taken care of. The one difference between Canada and the United States, for instance, is that if you have to see or want to see a specialist, you have to wait in Canada. So, you don't have to wait forever, but you have a longer wait than here in America. So here in America, the U.S. offers faster access to specialists. Americans prioritize, that quicker access, but they do it at a higher cost. We pay more for that access. And, so in that, we have the highest cost of healthcare in the world. For such a highly developed nation, we have what is literally on track to be the worst healthcare around. And, there are, and mainly because they don't negotiate, and it's kind of funny. I got sick not too long ago, and I had a bad cold and cough, and and I went to urgent care because it's easier to get into the doctor. Long story short, they prescribed some medication. They took a chest X-ray, which makes sense, and they also wanted to do a CT scan. Didn't think a lot about it. Got the chest X-ray. That came back and got the results right away. Didn't schedule the CT scan, and I felt like I didn't need it. And so I never went. So my wife kind of got the same virus and exactly the same thing. And so it really kind of struck me that, well, beware, because Medicare will pay for everything. And the doctors, of course, know this. Oh, they'll pay for that. They'll pick up a $2,000, CT scan. And that's why we have, such a high cost of health care. Is there thoughtfulness that goes into it? Are we just throwing everything at it and saying pay it because it'll be paid by Medicare? So we have let costs absolutely get way out of control. We don't negotiate with pharmaceutical companies because they're too big and they like, oh no, we can't make any money. They're crying poor while they're as rich as all hell. So there's a whole lot of things wrong with the healthcare system, that's for sure. But it's amazing that in this country, as well to do as we are, that we have the worst healthcare in the world and the most costly. So it just begs the question, what are we doing wrong? And there's got to be a better way. So to see an 11.6% increase is attuned to highway robbery, is really. And as the Republicans want, they just want to do away with Medicare, and because of course most of them are all wealthy and they don't worry about that. Yeah, they got it covered, and they've got government paying for their health care, so they're sitting pretty. They have no care in the world about the people they actually represent. So tell me what you think. I know some people will disagree, but I think that it begs the conversation to move along a little further and to have an open discussion about what we should be doing, and what we need to do to rein in some of the cost. So let me know in the comments below what you think. And with that, I will see you in the next one.